What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I so appreciate it. If you've been keeping up with my YouTube shorts, that sounds weird. Anyway, if you've been keeping up with my YouTube shorts, thank you very, very much. Those things are really blasting right now. Like I think one just hit like 30,000 views. The other one, I think it was like 20 or something like that. But I can see that I got a huge uplift in subscribers. That's awesome. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very, very much. And if you're just here for the shorts, for the YouTube shorts, then hey, they gonna keep coming. I can guarantee you that. But I also like doing reaction videos to see what's going on in the world, to see what's going on out there. So if you don't know, that's pretty much what my channel is about. All right. Yes, it is Mr. Oilfield Guy. All right, or the Oilfield Guy. I just changed the name of this channel, so I hope you still F with it. Try not to curse. I can't help it. It's gonna happen, but I'll try. So, with that being said, today, we're gonna be looking at people who don't want to pay their debts. I've seen this guy's videos. I have not seen this video. I try not to watch them before I do a reaction video for you guys, so I can be genuine about it. And of course, the cup that you see every single video. Let me see. And there we go. So that's gonna be here every time on my reaction videos. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it. Actually, before we get into it, like, subscribe, leave a comment. And if there's things on here that you agree with, leave a comment. If you're somebody who doesn't want to pay your debts, leave a comment. I tell you what, I ain't got the most debt, but I have some. And I tell you, man, I be really trying to pay. I just don't want to. So like, I want to buy other stuff. I'm about to buy my wife a car for Christmas. So like, I don't want to pay it. But anyway, let's get into it.
People are actually refusing to pay their debts. They're not paying their credit cards. They're not paying their car payments, not paying their mortgages. Some aren't even paying their rent and utility payments. This is actually turning into a bigger issue, but you are not alone if you are one of these people. Today, I'm going to show you a handful of people that aren't paying their bills, have other plans instead, and are using their money for things like Christmas or for just pure savings. Today, I'm going to break all this down, explain what is going on, and how you are definitely not alone. Just look at this.
So, here's why I am not paying back any debt I owe. Student loans, phone bills, credit cards, any of that yada yada yada, collections. I'm going to teach you some financial responsibility, debt collectors. You shouldn't have given me the money. You shouldn't have given me the phones. You shouldn't have given me the credit cards. This is a lesson for you. So,
Say, oh man, say, it sounds like a joke, but he was dead ass. He was serious. Oh, that's hilarious, dog. Dude said, "I'm gonna teach you some financial." Oh man, yo, that was funny. Are you one of those people? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, there has been times that I was like, "Hey, look, man, you trusted the wrong guy. You shouldn't have trusted me." Oh man, this is many moons ago. I do try to pay my stuff for real, for real. Some I don't, but I try to. But that was hilarious though.
It was a lesson to the credit card companies that this guy is just not going to pay back anything to teach them a lesson. That they shouldn't have given him a credit card. They shouldn't have given him a car loan or student loans. He's just not going to pay anything back. Here's the problem with this. This is going to affect this person's credit. For most people, for the majority of people here in the United States, you need credit to buy.
How does he say this with a straight face? Like, How does he hear someone say something like that and just keep a straight face? I can't do it, and I'm not even gonna try. That's why they don't even get mad at me when I don't go for jury duty, because whatever this person did that I have to be on the jury for is probably funny. Is, if it's not murder or like, the R word or something like that. Like, there was a guy that peed on a cop's leg and like he told the entire story. That was funny. I don't know how he could say or listen to that and not even like crack up, because I can't.
Things. You need credit to buy a car. You need credit to buy a house. For many people, you need credit to open up a line of credit to buy something like a wedding ring. Or you need credit just to show that you are a reputable tenant and that you will pay back or pay on time every single month. Some people, they don't care, and it's going to turn into a problem later on. But it doesn't stop there. Okay, this is just one person. Here's another person that's not going to pay back their debts. Listen to this.
No, because I literally will answer the calls and they'll be like, "Yeah, we're trying to collect payment." Be like, "Yeah, me too." I'll tell them straight up, like, I'm looking to file bankruptcy. I got no money for you. Well, we can do like $50 a week. You can, I can't. Fuck. It has to be an agreement. And sure, we can make this arrangement.
Well, I seem like everybody start talking black when they get into these struggles. Like the last guy, this woman right here, you can't. The fuck? Am I tripping? Am I reaching right now? Maybe I just know too many black folks. That's what it is. Cause they starting to sound like black folks. We've been struggling for a long time, dog. Don't get it twisted now, man. We starved, bruh. I had to make it out the slump, like for real. So, yeah.
But every time you go to pull $50 out my debit card, it ain't gonna be there. Because I get paid, I pay my bills, and I'm broke. Like that.
Yeah. For most of Americans, we are living paycheck to paycheck. We can't get by with not receiving our full paycheck. If our utility bill is a little bit high because, let's say, it was extremely cold for the past month, for some people, they can't pay it. And I'm telling you this, you're not alone. And here's the thing. There are programs out there. The U.S. government has one as well. It's called LIHEAP, but there's also some for lower income households in certain communities as well, where you can actually go and get some type of assistance to help pay for your utility bills, like your heat and your.
Okay, check this out. Me, my wife, my kids, we was living in the hood. We were poor. And I'm telling you, dog, we were looking everywhere for assistance. My lights was finna get cut off. There was an eviction notice every month. I kid you not. Excuse me. We were getting calls left and right. Everybody wanted their money. Like, it was crazy. And I mean, even the car, like, these people was finna repossess the car. There is a lot of assistance out there, just not for everybody. Okay, I think we found one place that would help us out, and they paid our electricity. We still had to figure out how we was gonna come up with the rent, which technically it was me who had to figure that out. Cause I make sure she don't work, she stays with the kids. But it was a tough time. It was a tough time. Like I had to, whew. But those assistance places, you can comment and let me know if I'm wrong here. But a lot of these places, they do not help you. That's why people, if they helped, you think so many people would be struggling right now? No, we got less money for assistance and more money for guns and war and bombs and travel and rich people jets and parties and all. We do not have money for people who are doing bad. Like, we just don't. Not in this country. Like, nobody really seems to care. Not in a large scale. There's people who care, but I don't believe in a large scale they do, though. I'm just being honest.
Your electricity. So if you haven't done that and you need it, maybe you go and do it. Then look at this one.
I'm not paying my bills this month. But before y'all come for me, I have a valid reason. So as y'all know, I have $10,100 in available credit. I don't know what the hell me, my husband, and these kids been doing with these credit cards, but we don't spend $1,500. I always tell y'all that my first priority is my credit card. Within the last few days, we've been working on paying that credit card debt out. I don't really consider it credit card debt because whatever I use, I try to pay it out within the next week or next 2 weeks. And with my bills, I pay about $1,500 every month, in which my car note is $538 and my insurance is $215. The rest of it is bills. I pay $100 a month into my Roth IRA. I pay $48 into my self account, and our life insurance is $45. So all of that is about $1,500. Now I'm gonna pay my car note and my insurance, but when I say I'm not paying any bills this month, I'm not paying my utilities. Y'all know y'all can be at least a month behind on those. But
Here's the problem. She says she's not paying her utilities. Why? Because, as you all know, like she said, and I'm not telling you this, but you can be a month behind on your utilities, and they won't cut you off. It looks like she's sitting in the dark. But here's the thing, okay, and I want to be very clear on this. If you're behind on any payment, they can charge additional fees for late payments. And I talked about this about a week or so ago, and I said that you have to be careful because there's many people out there that will go and charge something on a credit card, knowing, or even using their debit card as a credit card, knowing there's no money on it. And somebody put in, and I talked about this, or maybe it was earlier this week, and I said that this person was charging $10 in gas. Okay? They didn't have any gas, but they only had like $1 to their name in their bank account. They charged $10 in gas, which meant they need to make sure there's at least $10 in their bank account before it got pulled the next day. If it didn't, they're likely going to get hit with a late or an actually overcharge. And the overcharge is going to be anywhere from $25 to $40. So that right there is going to completely blow up any person's account. Now,
Yeah. Do you think the person would be getting $10 in gas if they weren't desperate for gas? You know what I mean? Like like how this lady was just saying that. Yes, you know what I mean? We all know that there's gonna be a hit that you take, uh, where they're gonna charge you late fees. Man, I tell you, I tell my wife still to this day, I'm like, man, like I feel like when we were struggling and barely living and barely making it and surviving, I feel like uh most of my money was just going to late fees. I know it really wasn't like that, but it felt like it. It was like everything that I paid, the late fees just added up, and that took away from another bill. And so I just went even deeper in the hole because now I got late fees on that bill, which is going to take away from another bill that I would have had this little bit of money to put on the other bill, but I can't because it's late fees and then late fees and then late. I feel like late fees should be illegal. You're not gonna be late if you weren't struggling. No one just calls it and be like, "Nah, I think I'll pay you next month. I don't feel like it." It's like you don't have the money. You know what I mean? So why do that to people? Well, this this is America.
I want to show you a few other things. This person's saying to stop making payments, to pay minimums, okay, to save the money. Listen to this right here.
If you've been aggressively paying off debt, I need you to pause that real quick. I need you to do this instead. Whatever extra money you've been putting towards your debt, because I need you to continue to pay the minimum payment, I need you to start saving. Whatever extra money you've been putting towards your debt, your credit cards, your personal loans, your car note, I need you to put that money into your savings account. And here's why. The debt ain't going nowhere, so you need cash on hand. Okay?
So what
That's what I had to start doing. That's facts. I don't know if he's going to agree or not, but if you know what it is at the bottom, then you know what it is. To be able to, like, I had to literally be like, you know what? Fuck these bills. Excuse my French, but fuck these bills. I'm not paying it. We need food. We need this. We need that. Like, if it ain't something completely dire, if it ain't the dealership, look, I'm gonna have to dodge y'all. Y'all ain't even got my address. You know what I mean? Like certain things we gonna have to dodge. We gonna have to figure it out. But if the money ain't there, the money ain't there. You know what I mean? It's crazy how back to back things are when you're having to pay it like with every single check. But if you get an extra, say, $2,000 in your bank and your bills come around, for some way, somehow, it seems like there's a lot more time in between the bills. It seems uh like the bills ain't even as expensive. You know what I mean? It seems like everything's smooth. But boy, have the same money for your bills, except without the $2,000 backing you. Man, it feels like you drowning if you just have enough for your bills. It same scenario. You know what I mean? It's the same. Only difference is one, you have a backup $2,000 that you say you don't even touch it. You know what I mean? And then the other, you just don't. That's it. But some way, somehow, it's like you feel cursed when you don't have that backup money. So I would definitely say that. I would recommend that. If you can flip off on some bills, do it. I know internet, shoot, they'll let you go like 2 months. Some of them, for sure a month, but some of them will let you go like 2 months. I think, who is that? Uh, Optimum. I want to say Optimum. They'll let you go a few months. I think I went like 3. So I'm just saying.
She just said, the debt isn't going anywhere. What you need is cash on hand. This is for, and she's specifically talking about, an emergency fund to ensure that you have money there to use it in case you need it for anything. Okay, so when I only played that clip, if you take it out of context, she's saying, just pay minimums. The debt's still going to be there. Don't worry about the debt. It will still be there when you're ready to pay it off in 2 to 3 to 6 months. Maybe, maybe not. They may sell that debt to a debt collector. Then the collector's going to become...
Nope, not if you're paying your minimums. Nope. They sure won't. He got that one messed up. He wrong on that one, because that's not the way it is. They gonna keep asking you to pay more probably, but shit, you can go a year just paying your minimum, and they not gonna send that to a debt collector because you're paying the minimum. That's why it's called the minimum. So, don't believe that. That's not true.
After you. You're not going to have an account open. You're not going to be able to continue charging on that credit card because your account will simply be closed. So what she's saying is you need to make sure you have that money in your account. Okay, save the money. Pay the minimums and save the rest. Again, it's one way to do things, but it's not going to work for every single person. I want to play this one as well. Listen to this.
Nothing works for every single person. I think we all know that, right? We know that. Everybody's got a different situation. So you can have 2 families with 3 kids, mom and dad. Both families have 2 cars, same kind of cars, same year, and their situations will still be different. One of the kids might be sick. The other one might not be sick. One of them might have like long-term disability. The other one may not. Parents might have disability, house costs, whatever. No situation is going to be the same. And I'm talking about from one neighbor to the next, let alone from one state to the next. So, now, but give it a try.
I never once paid a dime of my student loans, and I am more than fine. This country tries to control us with fear and fear of debt. Treat it like it doesn't exist. I'm telling you right now, do not pay. What can they do? Okay, so after you graduate from your university, like 6 months to a year later, you start getting all the bills from Sally Mae and you got to get on a payment plan. Do not pay. What can they do? You're going to get letters in the mail, right? And then you're going to start getting phone calls. Block them. One more person to block. Just hang up. These bills that come in the mail, it's just paper. It's just paper. I promise you, do not pay. I'm going to tell you.
Don't listen to that. Okay? Do not pay for your student loans. This is what's happening.
Before he even says whatever he's gonna say, student loans does affect your credit now. I want to say like in the past like 1 or 2 years, they just started putting that on your credit. It does pop up on your credit now, but let's be real. Nobody, when you're going for different things that have to pull your credit, if you're getting a car or a house or whatever the case might be, you could be just going for a Sam's credit card. Not everybody is pulling up that type of credit. You know what I mean? So not paying your student loans is only going to affect you in certain categories of credit. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So yeah, like I don't know what this guy's about to say. I'm sure he's about to tell you some reason that you need to pay it. But I'm on some huge disagreement with this guy right now. Honestly. I mean, I hear what he's saying. And he's not wrong. But if you have lived at the bottom of the food chain in society, then you're gonna hear what he's saying and you're gonna be like, anyway, because it don't make sense if you're poor. You know what I mean? It really don't make sense if you're poor. But yeah, just to put that out there, your student loans only affect you to a certain extent. And I guarantee you that if that student loan is the only thing that's on your credit, that's hitting you, that's giving you a negative impact, you're good.
Okay, right now, we are seeing the federal government go after student loan debt, where they are going and they're going to make sure that they get it back. Okay, they will garnish your wages. Okay, they will actually garnish your wages if you don't do this. If you don't make the payments, they will come after your bank account. They will come after your paychecks. They will ensure that they get their money one way or another.
As many people that owe student loans, I'm not saying that this dude is wrong, but man, you would be like 2 in 100 that they're gonna catch up with. And then let's also put this into the pot. Let's look at this perspective. They just got like a lot of people just got laid off in the government on all different like chains of the government. They guarantee you they have less people looking into the student loans and having to put people through that process. Guarantee it. So, I mean, bruh.
So don't be that person that thinks, oh, I went to school.
They can't take what ain't there too. Let me just put that out there. They can't take what's not there. So
8 years ago, 10 years ago, they haven't asked me for a single payment. I don't have to worry about it. No, the debt's there. And with our current administration, they're going to figure out who hasn't made payments and they will go after them with everything they have. Okay? Mark my words. That's already been what has been reported. Now, we've talked about people not paying their utility bills, people just saving money, people not paying their student loans. Some people are trying to get out of paying their rent, which then landlords are now coming back at them. Well, there's also people that aren't paying their car payments. And here's the thing, and I'm going to play a clip for you in a moment. But what many people are doing, they're signing up to buy a car that they know they cannot afford. Okay? They get this car and then guess what? They don't make a single payment. They find something that they're able to finance 100%, no money down. They use their credit or lack of credit that they have, and then they don't make the first month's payment. Previously, what was happening is banks would wait 3 to 6 months before they would actually go and collect the car, before they go repossess it. Now, things are a little bit different. Just watch this.
But sometimes it's not. We just had to repo this car from a customer. They didn't make their first payment. Bank issued a buyback, so we had to buy this car back. We repoed it last night, but luckily we were able to recover it. And let me show you guys the car and tell you a little bit.
So yeah, luckily they were able to recover the car. The person bought it and didn't make even the first month's payment. We're actually seeing that more and more. And I talked about this earlier this week or last week as well, how many people are opening up credit cards. And they're trying to open up credit cards almost immediately. Okay, so they go and they figure out, okay, I can go and get a credit card from this place, and this place. And they do it all at the same time. in hopes that they're going to get approved on every single one. And then guess what? They have a $1,000 credit line here, $2,500 there, maybe additional $4,000 there. They have thousands of dollars that they can use. Then they go and rack up the debt, get it all the way maxed out as fast as they can, and then they never make a payment. We're seeing that more and more, and that's something that many of these credit card companies are coming after you for. Some people are even reporting they're being sued by certain credit card companies because they did this exact same thing. They've been down this road. They've been leading people on that, yeah, I'm sending in the payment. You'll get a check in the mail. Well, now these credit card companies aren't waiting. They want your banking account information today so they can pull money out immediately, or else they're going to come after you. So the reason for this video.
I don't know why, but he seems like he's been like not. I don't want to say the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like this fool, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He looks like he's one of those guys that grew up in a very like stable environment, and he was taught how to maneuver around his finances, and like he is. You know what it is? It seems like he's one of those people that are like in action, but they're reading it from the book. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of people who got the experience in these different environments and in action, they're like, bro, that doesn't work. Like, I get it. I'm going to take a hit here. I'm going to take a hit here. But, what you're saying, it doesn't work. So I'm not doing that. And he's like, it doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you do this? You're going to pay for this down the road. They're going to come after you. They're not playing around. Well, they're not coming after everybody. So I'm also not saying not to pay your debts. Okay? Let me just say that. I'm not saying don't pay. All right? I'm just saying choose your battles. Finesse that ish. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's simple. You are not alone. Things are tough right now in this economy. Millions of people are struggling to pay for food, utilities, their shelter, everything. And right now that it's right around Christmas time, this is when more and more people are putting some of these charges onto credit cards, which unfortunately, for millions of people, they've maxed out. So again, you are not alone. If any of these videos
Okay, I'm sure that's the end. Well, yeah, it looks like it's the end. Yeah, are you anybody out there, are y'all struggling? Is this happening for y'all too? Because I tell you, the economy seems to be worse than it has ever been in my life. And I'm about 40 years old. You know what I mean? To put that in perspective, I'm literally the oldest person that works in my department. So I'm also the only black guy, but I'm the oldest person. I'm the oldest person that works in my department, and I've never really seen it this bad. Like everybody's having a hard time, bro. I make good money, and there are times, there were hard times. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know what I mean? I'm spending an extra $500, $600, $700 just on food. You know what I mean? Like just food. That's crazy. So, anyways, I ain't gonna run you up. All right, but I'm gonna say this: it's just real out there. So whatever you can do to get over and survive, I would do that. Like at the end of the day, if whatever you can do to survive, do that. Survive to see another day, but don't just do it blindly. You know what I mean? Like, whenever my debt got ran up and I was having to take loans just to pay the bills, and I had in my head, yeah, but I'm gonna pay this all back when I get on my feet. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna just live for debt. You know what I mean? So if you're living for debt, that's different. You gotta get yourself some kind of plan. You really do, because it's gonna only get worse. It really is. Um, I don't know, but I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. But I hope and I pray for every single one of you out there. I really do. I hope for your best. I hope for the best for you. And with that being said, man, If you did enjoy this video and you can either mock or you can disagree with it or you can agree with it, leave a comment. If you do leave a comment, like and subscribe. If you don't leave a comment, like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't. But other than that, I'm out. Deuce.